of endometrial-like tissue that gets worse every time your body sees estrogen, because it's feeding the endometrium just like it would in the uterus. And so it gets worse over time. The more ovulatory cycles you have, the disease gets worse. It's so inflammatory that it's not uncommon to get extensive organ scarring, you get anatomical distortion. These are some of the toughest surgical cases, in addition to managing lifelong health, but also fertility.
You want to just obliterate the anatomy, because the infiltration, these implants will start growing into other organs because they'll find new blood supply. They'll steal blood supply from the bowel, because all of our pelvic organs are just sitting there on top of each other. The bladder, the bowel, and so
it sounds like it's alive, like it's a cancer or something.
Think of it like Velcro is what I say almost. These little patches of Velcro, and they just start sticking together. And that's what inflammation and scarring does throughout your whole body. And what happens here is that because the primary symptoms of endometriosis is pain, so again, back to women's pain being taken seriously.
Yeah.
That's one of the issues, and why the average time to diagnosis is 7 to 10 years, truly 17 years in this case from when she had pain. But the other symptoms do include sometimes also pain with intercourse. Typically, though, that is very hard to ascertain from somebody, but it's usually with certain positions. Deep penetration tends to be what really stimulates pain. But you also see a lot of GI manifestations that we don't talk about. So if I have somebody who has painful periods and they say they have irritable bowel syndrome or a lot of vague GI complaints, that is a really big red flag to me because, like you said, these little endometrial implants on the bowel, the intestine, this high inflammation that's happening irritates your intestine, and you get this GI response as well. One of the hardest things about endometriosis is that it's a surgical diagnosis only, to be honest. Which
means
have to do surgery to fully see and diagnose that you have the disease.
It's one of those no meet, no treat, in medicine where you can't make the diagnosis until you have a tissue sample. So meet means you go and take a biopsy.
Okay.
So you can suspect it based on imaging. We're not great at this. And Dr. Crawford, why don't we have a cure?
Well, because it hasn't been studied is the primary answer. The secondary answer is that often the goals are tough with endo because if estrogen feeds it, we all are going to sit at this table and talk about how important estrogen is for your body. And a lot of the treatments that exist for endometriosis take estrogen away to try to not feed these lesions. And that has a slew of other symptoms and long-term health implications as well. Truly, we don't even give women option to try to feel better.